Just updating my deck here. Trying to figure out what the last slot was. You had a 2 surgical extractions instead of the 4th stubborn now. Tickets do I have? 179. That's quite a bit. So I took out the Spreading Seas because Ceremonious Rejection pretty much does the same thing that I want against Tron, and that's the only time I bring in Spreading Seas. You'd rather just counter their spells. It works really a lot better with Snapcaster Mage too, and the fact that the deck often does operate at instant speed. I think I'm going to go down to 2 Anger Gods because I can usually find them with all my cantrips. Plus, I can play as a Staticaster, which is a little bit better against Lingering Souls. So I kind of like the split there. I think I'm going to play a couple Surgical Extractions. So I'll have 5 Graveyard Hates, so 2 Spell Bombs, Rakdos Charm, and the Surgicals. And I think I'm going to go to the 4th Stubborn Denial, because that's really good against all the busted decks. I must say, so I'm recording this after the SCG Baltimore, and I really liked Brad Nelson's list, minus a couple things. So I do think that going down to 1 Lightning Bolt is correct. And I'm actually going to be playing a Dismember in place of the Terminate, because I do think you want another, like a 6th turn 1 interactive spell, like removal spell, and Dismember fits that bill. It's also really nice with Death Shadow because you pay 4 life to use the Dismember. So yeah, he was playing 1 Lightning Bolt and 4 Fatal Push and then 2 Terminates. And you see he's playing a Kozilek's Return, which I think is fine, but I think you want Anger a little bit more against like the Collected Company decks that are playing Kitchen Finks, things like that. Is a Staticaster, yeah, which is fine. He had 2 Surgicals, 2 Stubborns, 2 Null Spell Bombs, and 3 Ceremonious Rejection, which I think is correct. He had a Liliana the Last Hope, which I'm not sure if I like that a whole lot or not. I mean, obviously Liliana is great in the Jund deck, but I think I'd want something else in the Grixis Shadow list. He had a 3rd Colocon's Command in the sideboard as well, which I think is pretty decent. I'm actually going to play Rakdos and Charm in that slot instead, so I lose a little bit more of the grinding capability, but I get something that's a little bit versatile in terms of being able to hate on Graveyard. It might not be necessary if I'm playing 2 Spell Bombs and 2 Surgicals, but maybe I just play the 3rd Colocon's Command instead of this anyway. Maybe I don't need that much hate, I don't know. But yeah, I think I will get a couple of Surgical Extractions. Let's see if I can find any real quick. And they're really expensive online. I think they're like 25 tickets a piece. So. And then, of course, GoBots doesn't even have any. GoBots is a little bit harder to find the modern stuff. A lot of that you just have to go to MGGO traders. But GoBots tends to have slightly lower sell prices, so I always try to check them first. And I sell my cards at MGGO traders. They tend to have a better sell price for buy list. It's really 30. See, this says it is 25. Oh, that's for the foil version. says the non-foil version is 19, so what's going on here? Oh no, I'm looking at the paper price. I'm dumb. It is 30. Okay, fine. So outrageous. Thanks, Dredge. And that's not even the highest it's been. It's been higher than that. It's been as high as 35 tickets. So it's possible it could go even higher. Probably will. The more degenerate decks are starting to come in, like Storm being a big thing too, is cause Surgical to be really good. And then you have that new Eggs deck too, so. And it's okay in the mirror. Not great, but okay. So I think I'm going to just cut one Stubborn Denial. I think 3 is fine. Of course, it could just be that I cut this for another Stubborn Denial, but I think I want as much graveyard as I can. I kind of have a feeling that I'm going to play against a lot of graveyard decks tonight. Plus, Rakdos Charm is nice against other artifact decks. It's not quite as good as Golgon's Command, but it will suffice. And being 2 mana isn't trivial. I'm going to pop out the chat real quick, and then we will get to town. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. So let's get started. Let's do a league with Grixis Shadow. Went 3-2 in the last league I played in. I lost to Storm and can't remember what my other loss was. Play points, because I have a ton of play points and flooded for play points. Shrink this so that you can see chat. Cheers. Yes, I would like to play first. That's funny. This is better. Doesn't really matter because I'm going to be fetch scrying anyway, or I'm actually going to start off with Inquisition. So let's get a Watery Grave with this Scalding Tarn and fire off this Inquisition. Oh, great. Okay, so we're going to take the Goblin Guide here, because that's going to do the most damage to us over time. And he'll probably just play the Vexing Devil, and I'll take 4 from it, no problem. And I'll probably fetch a Swamp with this Bloodstained Mire. We'll see. I'll take the Goblin Guide, though. So opponent plays Bloodstained Mire, which yeah, I guess he's just trying to thin the deck here. That also could mean that he's not playing Serum Blaze main deck, but I doubt it. Serum Phase is pretty bad against the Death Shadow decks anyway. So here comes the Vexing Devil, which I'm going to easily take 4 for. Oh, he just suspends the Rift Bolt. Alright, so we know he has 2 Stomping Grounds, a Vexing Devil, and a Shard Volley in his hand. So I'm probably just going to fetch a tapped Blood Crypt. Well, actually it probably needs to be blue, so I'll probably need to get a Steam Vents. And then go ahead and Serum Visions. Because as I have all these blue cards. Okay, I think I'm definitely going to bottom the Thought Seize, and I'm going to top the Delta so that next turn I can snap Inquisition. And that puts a threat on the board. And then after that I can start using my Serum Visions. I could have also just done nothing and Stubborn Denial this Rift Bolt, but he would have paid the 1, so that's actually not a good play at all. Alright, 13. I'll be at least 12 next turn from the... Okay, Vexing Devil. Yes, I'll take 4 damage. Why is he not playing lands? Okay, Sacred Foundry. Which seems like a misplay from him because he should play the card that I already know about. Unless he has like a main deck path or something, which I just can't imagine. Okay, another Rift Bolt. Alright, let's... fetch an island. Or perhaps another swamp. We already have 2 islands, so I'm going to actually just fetch this swamp. And I'm going to cast this Snapcaster Mage. I'm going to be at 5 next turn, so I'm going to target this Inquisition. And I'm going to cast this Inquisition. And there's the Shard Volley. Now he has 2 lands in hand. But we do need to be pretty quick about finding a threat. This is definitely going upstairs. Play Stomping Ground tapped. Suspends another Rift Bolt. Okay. So let's start by firing off this Serum Visions. We don't want either of those. Man. Kind of caught in a tough spot here. Because the Stubborn Denial is not active. I haven't drawn any of my threats. I think what I have to do, because I need to find a Tasker like right now. Or a Death Shadow. It's not what I wanted to draw. Okay. Yeah, we've just drawn the wrong half of our deck. Opponent's almost assuredly going to draw a burn spell. Okay. Yeah, so here comes Stubborn Denials, Collective Brutalities. And we'll take out Dismember. And 2 Street Wraiths. Could take out the 3rd Street Wraith and play a Terminate since he's playing Vexing Devil. And I think that's it. Unfortunately, we had to keep the 4th Street Wraith in the deck. Yes, I'd like to play first. I think I'm going to keep this hand. And I'm just going to go Island Serum Visions. Put that on the bottom and put that on top. So we're not going to be able to cast the Garmagangler next turn, but we will be able to cast Collective Brutality. So what we hope is that our opponent leads with a Goblin Guide. Or some sort of turn 1 creature threat. There we go. Like, that's the best scenario for Collective Brutality. So I'm actually going to fetch a swamp with this. I'm going to cast Collective Brutality with 3 modes. Reveal his hand, -2, -2. Pay this, and I'm going to pitch Steam Vents and the Terminate. Okay, so he has a Swift Spear, which is fine. Pass the turn. So next turn he's going to play a fetch land and attack me with the Swift Spear. Which means I can't kill a Swift Spear with K command if he keeps it open. If he keeps the mana open, because he can just Shard Volley me in response. Unless he goes ahead and bolts me. Oh, he has 2? Okay, well that's fine too. Alright, so I can go ahead. We know that he has these 3 cards in hand. If I do K command, I lose 2 life. So I think the best course of action here is to play this Tarn. Four, 5, 6, 7. So what I'll do is play the Tarn, and I'll exile my whole graveyard to cast the Garmagangler, leave the Tarn up. Then I'll go block the Swift Spear, and if he tries to kill the Garmagangler, I'll just call Gon's command in response. There could be an argument for just going ahead to fetch and then keeping the Collective Brutality in there since I have Snapcaster Mage. But I feel like I'm kind of ahead right now anyway, having the Garmagangler on the field and them only having the Shard Volley and the 2 lands in hand. There's a Scalding Tarn. Okay, attacking as we expected. I'm gonna block. What is it? Why is he doing something? Okay, he's going into fetch. I don't know why he's doing this. Why is he just not waiting? Half my Gurmag Angler. Okay, well, I can't fetch a basic with that ability. So now we know he has Shard Volley, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and fetch Blood Crypt. And wait to see if he fires off the Shard Volley. Because he's kind of incentivized to do it now. I actually should have just waited and not done that. Alright, let's fire for Serum Visions. Go bottom, top. Now we can Fatal Push this so Spear. And then next turn we'll play Death Shadow. Opponent continuing to play the cards that we don't know about so that we know the contents of his hand. Why did he just pass? He could Shard Volley this K command. Or this Death Shadow. Which is fine because I could K command it back. So I'm actually kind of happy to make that trade. He didn't go for it. Okay, suspends Rift Bolt. Well, I can't snap Fatal Push. Or I can't snap Serum Vision, sorry. I can go ahead and attack for 1. And then if he wants to, what I can do is I can go ahead and fire off the K command to force him to Shard Volley, and then he has to decide whether he wants to Shard Volley me or the Death Shadow. Okay, he's going to Shard Volley the Death Shadow. Okay. That's fine, because though upkeep I'm going to fire off the K command. or during the draw phase. Turn Turkey Sugar. Target player discards a card. So this works out well if he drew a sorcery speed spell. Which he did, he drew a Lava Spike. Okay, we drew a Bolt. We just want to play this Death Shadow, though. And we'll pass the turn. Eidolon the Great Rebel. I think what we'll do is, in response, we'll just send out the Snapcaster Mage, and then we'll bolt the Eidolon next turn. That'll put us to 7. This will be 6, 7, 8. That would be a 2-turn clock. Versus just letting it happen and then snapping. Yeah, I need to play the Snapcaster Mage. So this resolves. And I think it's very hard to lose from here. I could also, so 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, that's not enough. I need to fire this bolt off first. I was going to say, if this Serum Vision is enough to make the lethal, to draw, to get the Death Shadow big enough. Just kill him in one swing, but it's not going to work out. Regardless, I don't think I can lose from this spot. Bottom both of these. Takes 8. And then when we play the Tasker, so that even if he draws Path, he can't win. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, next game we're going to be on the draw, and that's pretty difficult. I wonder if he decided out his Vexing Devils. I think that would be smart, since it's so bad against Fatal Push. Configuration stays pretty much the way it is. I think I need like one more card for her, maybe a 3rd Collective Brutality. That would just really hammer the nail in the coffin for that deck. And honestly, this deck can kind of afford to play that because it's kind of a deck where you don't sideboard out a whole lot of stuff. Something that you kind of put a light touch on. It would make sense to, well, you know, actually this is the deck that you play the 4th Stubborn Denial for, so that's probably what I should actually be playing, is the 4th Stubborn Denial instead of the Recto's Charm or something like that. Okay, well, I'm keeping this hand simply because it has Stubborn Denial and Collective Brutality. And I'll just pitch the Street Wraith to the Brutality, I believe. Leyline? What is... Leyline? Burn plays Leyline. Okay. Well. You do you, man. Burn plays Leyline. That is... wow. Okay. Well then... just play this Delta and pass. Yeah, I've never in my life have I seen Burn play this card. Eidolon. Gonna respond. Let's get an island. Let's Thought Scour myself. And that is bad. We drew a Terminate. Not going to get to pitch a Street Wraith to this Collective Brutality, though, because this Leyline is in the way. So the best thing I can actually hope for is go ahead and Collective Brutality to kill the Swiftspear, and then the next turn I could Terminate. Man, this hand just hasn't lined up well against Leyline. Yeah, I need to get rid of the Eidolon, actually. So, yeah, let's play the Swamp. Let's kill the Eidolon. I'll take 2 at 15. That's one way to not lose the Collective Brutality, I guess. It's just to play Leyline in your deck. But that's funny. That's good stuff. We are going to take at least 1 here. Tarkus commands. We're taking 5, 6, going to 9. And Suspended Riftbolt. Death Shadow is the absolute best draw I could have had. Because now Stubborn Denial's online. He has 1 card in hand, which I could Thoughtseize. So I'm going to start with playing Death Shadow. Because I know when I'm going to play that. And then I need to figure out what else I'm going to do. Well, I don't need to kill the Swiftspear anymore. So I'm just going to probably play the Polluted Delta and pass. And I'll Stubborn Denial whatever the Riftbolt. I'm not going to terminate that thing. And I'll just fetch like a water or a Steam Vents maybe in a turn. So now he has a decision to make. If he's gonna fire the Riftbolt off at me, I actually think I let that one resolve because it's one of the smaller of the burn spells, and I just need to hold up Stubborn Denial forever and ever and ever. So I'm gonna let this resolve, actually. That's the same as, almost the same as cycling the Street Wraith. Because I really need to heal the Stubborn Knowledge for like a path. Yeah, another Rift Bolt, okay. And a land. So going to 5 is going to be fine here. 5 instead of 6. I'll get a Steam Vents. Could also get... No, I think Steam Vents is going to be best. Will not pay 2 life. And that's a decent draw too, because I can terminate that. Not like to pay 2 life. I'll get in for 8. And now I do go ahead and Stubborn Denial this Rift Bolt. Because if you were to draw a Goblin Guide, then I would just lose. If he draws Path, fine. I have a Snapcaster Mage. If you draw it as any creature, then he has to hold it back anyway. In which I get to snap, terminate, kill it. Yeah! And that's how you beat Burn. You top deck a Death Shadow at just the right time. Yeah, I think I do need the 4th Stubborn Denial is what I'm looking for. I mean, Brad Nelson was playing it. There are other people who are playing it. I think it's right. So I have learned for myself why that is the case. P-Nips. I think I played against this guy before. I'll keep this. I'm gonna leave with a Watery Grave because I don't want to. I want to be able to get a red source with this Scalding Tarn, and I don't know if I'm gonna Fatal Push or Thought Scour first. So, or I don't know if I would want to double Fatal Push. Okay, this is Eldrazi and taxes, so let's go ahead and run out this Thought Scour. Okay. Okay, let's Thought Scour ourselves again. And okay. So there's a Death Shadow in our yard. If our opponent plays the Flicker Eldrazi, oh, he's just playing a Thought Knot? Jeez. Okay, we'll take something. I'll just Fatal Push it in return. Fatal Push or Dismember. I think Fatal Push is going to be the play here, since I have this fetch land. He'll take a Snapcaster. But I'll just get like a Blood Crypt and I'll Fatal Push. So our opponent has a classic turn 1 Aether Vial, turn 2 Thought Knot Seer curve. Alright, he takes the Snapcaster Mage as we predicted. So we're going to go ahead and Fatal Push. Thought Knot Seer. Of course, if we draw exactly Death Shadow, we would rather dismember the Thought Knot Seer. but I think just casting Fatal Push here is better. Okay, Street Wraith. Let's go ahead and cycle the Street Wraith. Okay. And now I think I want to snap Caster Mage and do something. I could snap Inquisition, but I think actually just casting Thoughtseize here is actually going to be better. I'm going to go ahead and Thought Scour myself first, though. Okay, so we drew a Death Shadow, which is good. So we have K Command also. That's a good reason to not do the Snapcaster play. Alright, let's Thoughtseize you. Okay, that's good. We get to get that path out. So our opponent has a pretty bad hand. He's probably just going to play the Courtyard and then the Eldrazi Displacer. No, he doesn't play the Eldrazi Displacer. What does he have? This is a good time to snap Thoughtseize. So I can take the Displacer. Why did he not? So like he knows that I have a Fatal Push and a Dismember in my hand. So he's just trying to force out the other Snapcaster Mage. But I am going to go ahead and Snapcaster Thoughtseize. I love this deck so much. There's so many interesting lines you can take, and it's hard to tell which one is exactly correct. He drew the path. Of course he did. Yes. It's like the only reason to hold up to not cast the neuter. Now I'm going to keep this Polluted Delta in place so that I can use Fatal Push. Volume. Sure. And plays the Shambling Event. Now we'll use this within the deck. Get a second Blood Crypt. Sweet. Do that. Attack for 2. And what shall we exile? Let's exile Thought Scour, Thought Scour, Thought Scour, Thoughtseize, Inquisition. Pass the turn. Actually, I shouldn't have done any Thought Scours. I should have done the Thoughtseize and a Street Wraith before that, because I don't mind drawing Thought Scours. Oh well. This opponent plays Ghost Quarter, passes. This is a 2/3, right? Yeah, so if I attack here and he activates the vent, then I can dismember it. So I think I'm actually just going to attack with the Tassiger. Because if he activates the vent, I can dismember, and then he can just activate the vial to eat the Snapcaster with something. Another path. Alright, let's activate Tassiger. He'll give me a Thoughtseize. Yep. Okay, plays a land. I wonder if he activates the Shambling Vent. I don't see why he wouldn't, because it's a net gain of 2 for him, because I lose 6 life, he gains 2, and I just crack back with a Snapcaster. So. I can hardcast that. Cast. Cast. Thank you. And this can block the Shambling Vent, which is kind of funny. Alright, let's Serum Visions. Put the Snapcaster Mage on top for sure. And we'll go ahead and just attack with the Street Wraith. Because I really want to save this Dismember for like another Thought-Knot Seer, so I don't want to have to use it on the Concealed Courtyard. Unless he attacks next turn, but yeah, maybe I just use it. Since I have the Snapcaster Mage coming up, I just go ahead and use the Dismember. Yeah, that's right. Gonna go ahead and attack. If he vials something in, that kind of sucks for me, but I'll just dismember what he vials in. He attacks the Courtyard, I go to 4, and then I have a Snapcaster Mage to deal with the Shambling Vent. Not sure what the opponent's doing. He has drawn 3 paths, though. There's only one more path in the deck they could possibly use. It's good to know. Fortunately, it means that Stubborn Denial is mostly dead. This looks like a Thought-Knot Seer, so I will go ahead and dismember the Thought-Knot Seer. No, 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 no. Actually, this is bad because I draw the Snapcaster Mage. But I'll go ahead and play it. Yeah. Alright, let's Serum Visions again. Well, a Fatal Push is a good draw. I don't think I need the second K command because I have the first one in the yard for Snapcaster Mage. So I'm actually going to put that on the bottom and put the Snapcaster Mage on top. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. That didn't change the clock, so I'm just going to attack with these two in case he vials something in a turn. Actually, it would have changed the clock because I would have been able to snap K command. I don't have a bolt in the yard, do I? No. But I can snap K command and then play a Tasker. Okay, hard game. I'll bring in the rejections. I'll take the Stubborn Denials. Oh, they're fine. K command's kind of Anger's interesting. Anger's definitely good against Displacer. Don't really like Lightning Bolt in this matchup. I kind of like Kolaghan's command just because actually Lightning Bolt's not bad against the Manlands and Displacer, so I need to keep it in. I think I just don't play like Stubborn Denials, I just let them path, possibly. It seems kind of loose though. Like maybe I just don't want 3 rejections, maybe I cut 1. Because the thing about rejection is that if they have a vial in play, then it just doesn't do anything. So maybe I just don't play them. And I just cut a Stubborn Denial or a Fatal Push. All these seem good. Maybe I just cut an Inquisition. Yeah, I'm going to cut an Inquisition. I think having a couple Stubborn Denial is good. Later on in the game, whenever they need Thoughtseize, this hand's great. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Death Shadow. Okay, let's go. We're going to get Blood Crypt. Thoughtseize. Wasteland Strangler. This hand kind of sucks from our opponent. Which one do we take? Wasteland Strangler is the most likely to kill something early. I could just terminate the Displacer. Like, it's most likely to kill a Death Shadow if I play it early. So there's the Caves. There's a Stubborn Denial. So I will just get a Watery Grave. I'll go ahead and play this guy. Pass the turn. So next turn he'll play the Displacer, and then I'll get to terminate the Tasker. Do need to be careful though, because of this Flicker Wisp could challenge my life total. Thought Not Seer is going to take my Serum Visions. Ugh. You could offer the trade here. The Death Shadow. But next turn he can like Yes, it's fine. He's gonna Flicker Wisp the Thought Not Seer next turn, isn't he? So that incentivizes me to... I should have actually attacked with the Death Shadow then. If he attacks, I'll trade it. There's the Ghost Quarter. Yep. It's gonna Flicker the Plains. That's weird. That tells me that he has something else planned. I think I'm going to let this happen. This tells me he has a path. If he passes priority, then I'll activate Tasker. I'm going to do it anyway. Since I have a Snapcaster Mage, I'm kind of incentivized to do this. If you pass the Tasker, so what? I get an island. That's great, because now he just has to hand me the Street Wraith. Now this Death Shadow becomes a threat, so he'll probably go ahead and path the Shadow if he has the path. That's the only reason that he would flicker the planes. But now I get to Snap Dismember, the Thought Knot, or the Flicker Wisp. Probably the Flicker Wisp, since it's the one that's actually going to present a clock. Okay, he just doesn't have it. Could hard cast a Street Wraith. So if I attack with both of these, I can Snap Dismember. If he tries to double block something. Like, he could try to just double block the Death Shadow, and then I can Snap Dismember a Thought Knot Seer. He knows I have a Street Wraith in hand, too. So I could cycle Street Wraith for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, he has to block. Doesn't block? Then he's just dead. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This makes no sense. Why wouldn't he not have just path? If he had a path. What am I missing? Does he have like a fog? Seven, 11. Cycle. Take 13. Gotta condemn. Okay, he's just bluffing the whole time. I don't know why he didn't block. Like he had to double block, or at least chump something. Huh, that was weird. Well, those two games have taken an hour total, which isn't bad, but I prefer to be a little faster. I know I'm not playing Burn, so maybe I'm just being a little impatient. But who's got the most trophies? Someone's got 12 trophies. Johnny Hot Sauce got 9. Playing Burn, or I'm sorry, Storm. Lots of Storm, probably. Alright, who are we playing? OVC. You down with OVC? You know me. Thoughtseize and a Thoughtseize Death Shadow. Don't mind if I do. As long as I'm not playing against main deck Leyline of Sanctity. must be Red White Prison. Yeah, it's Red White Prison. So I'm going to start out with the Serum Visions. Yes. I'm going to bottom both of these for obvious reasons. That's the turn. Now I could do something cute, and next turn I can like double Thoughtseize myself. If he casts, I was gonna say, if he casts a Chalice, I'm just gonna probably scoop, so he doesn't know what he's playing against. Okay, well this is gonna get a blood crit 13. That won't do enough, so I actually need to get another Watery Grave, or maybe a Scalding Tarn, or a Steam Vents. I'll get it right eventually. Yeah. Okay. Push the Fatal Push to the bottom. They have nothing that I can Fatal Push anyway. They just play a bunch of walkers. I'll keep this on the top as a free cantrip. And I'll go ahead and Thoughtseize myself, I guess. Because I have no way of bouncing that. Oh, I reveal my hand. So that would actually be pretty bad. I'm just going to go ahead and pass. I don't want him to see what's in my hand. Plain Spirit Guide. Gideon, you got it. Ooh. This number's really good against Gideon. Oh, man. Okay, sure. Alright, let's cycle the Street Wraith. Okay, let's get another Watery Grave, since we have the Blood Crypt in hand. And let's play a Shadow of Death. And we shall pass the turn. Come on. Make it a 5-5. Make it a 5-5. Make it a 5-5. Main deck Leylines Sanctity. Who does this guy think he is? Like, if he has something to kill the Death Shadow, and that one he would do would definitely make this a 5-5, in which case I would just dismember it, which would be kind of sweet. What is he doing? Why is he doing it? Of course, if he tries to, like, Helix my Death Shadow or something, then I'll probably just dismember the Night Ally in response. Anger of the Gods. Interesting. So I definitely need to dismember now. So I can dismember, put myself to 6. Or I can dismember and put myself to 8, which make it a 5/5. Which he's going to get to attack with Gideon, but I will get to crack back with the Death Shadow. So he's actually incentivized to make a token, unless he has a Nahiri in hand. Okay, well he must have a Nahiri in hand. Alright, I'm at 3. These thought seasons. Tag Gideon. What does Nahiri say? I need to look up Nahiri. Does it exiles, right? Nahiri the Harbinger. I think it exiles a tapped creature. Enchantment. Yeah, or tapped creature. And I can't target him with K command, so it's mildly annoying. At Johnny Vengeance, okay. I guess that makes sense. I'll make him shoot me. Alright. So, how do we beat Leylines? Stubborn Denial. We don't really have anything. I'm pretty sure they play Chalice, but I think I'm just lean on the K commands and the Stubborn Denials. Fatal Push is garbage. Yeah, my deck's not set up to deal with red-white prison, which I just don't think is a real deck. I think it's fine, but I just have to hope to not get ley-lined, is all it is. So I'm going to take out the Fatal Pushes for these. Keep in the Terminate. Because don't they usually play, like, big creatures? What do they normally play? Emrakul. Then the board they have, like, Rest in Peace, Stony Silence. Yeah, this is garbage. It's like one of the worst things for my deck to face. So I'll take out the Fatal Pushes. I'll bring in Rakdos Charm. I'm going to take out the Terminates. Actually, I need one, don't I? Yeah, I'll play one Terminate. Okay. Yeah, so I'll play first. I'll keep this. Or if he's gonna try to mull into a Leyline or something. This hand is pretty good against Leyline. Okay. Alright, let's cycle. And let's get a watery grave. And let's cast a Serum Visions. Okay, so we want to draw that. We want to draw both of these, really, but... Two, three... Yeah, I want the Tassiger. At least I'll get to... I'm not going to be able to keep the Serum Visions next turn, but at least I will get to hold up Stubborn Denial. This is a Chalice. Opponent just has everything. Fortunately, I have K command to get rid of that Chalice, but... Oh, you know what? I could have just played the Blood Crypt and done that, but I want to hold up Stubborn Denial, so... Oh, I can't hold up Stubborn Denial because of Chalice, so... And even then, I wouldn't be able to cast Serum Vision in the next couple turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But yeah. I messed all this up. That's fine. Yeah. So I'll blow up their Chalice in a turn, and, like, I don't know what else I would do. Like, maybe just, like, hardcast a Ascending Spirit Guide or something, I don't know. Could have a Wrath of God in hand, which I definitely need to Stubborn Denial. So I'll make myself discard a card, and I'll destroy that. Well, first I need to fetch. I'll go ahead and fetch a Swamp. Discard Thoughtseize. Ah! Alright. I'm gonna do this so that I can do the thing with Tasker next turn. I wonder if he has a Condemn. Well, he wouldn't be playing 1-mana spells with Chalice. Blood Moon. I mean, I think that's fine. I mean, I have a black and a red land. So I'm cool with this. But I'm going to actually need to activate this in response. And he's just going to give me back the Thoughtseize. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, we got a bunch of mountains. World's worst blood moon. Probably hurts him more than it hurts me right now. Sweet. Can't do this. Actually cannot do this. That's the one bad thing here, is that I need to avoid something like Nahiri or, you know, whatever he plays on once he gets his 4th mana. Now what is this? Chalice for 1. I have to start to know that. Because otherwise I can't use no Stubborn Denial at all. So let's go ahead and Serum Visions. I'm going to bottom both of these. Play this. Wish I had that Rakdos last turn. I wouldn't have countered the Chalice. Alright, so we need to dodge a land for a turn. Sweet. Oh, hard game. Frickin' Leyline. Yeah, I'm going to bring the rejections in, at least one, on the draw. Maybe. Wow. I mean, I think it's better than Collective Brutality. So what all colorless spells do they have? They have Emrakul. They have Chalice. Now, Nahiri doesn't cast it. Doesn't cast Emrakul. They have Trinisphere, possibly. I know they have Condemn. They got Rest in Peace. So much stuff. Oh my goodness. God, this matchup. I think hedging like one Collective Brutality and one Ceremonious Rejection is fine. I do think you definitely want the Rakdos Charm, though. Maybe. It's another way to destroy a resolved artifact as opposed to, like, if you draw the Ceremonious Rejection, they've already played the Chalice. Okay, I'm going to keep this hand. It's got turn 2 Gourmet Angler, possibly. Yeah, it's turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Thought Scour, Gourmet Angler. Hopefully we don't get a Leyline this time. No, no Leyline. Okay, let's get a Watery Grave. Thoughtseize. Get a Chalice out of their hand or something. Rest in peace, Chalice. Oh man. Well, we are not casting Gurmag Angler anytime soon, are we, boys and girls? I don't even know if he would just jam the Chalice on turn 2 or not. Like, is the hope here that we take Rest in Peace and he jams Chalice for 1? And I don't know. Okay, fine. I will concede that I'm not casting a turn 2 Gurmag Angler. I will also concede that I need to get an island. Man. Should have actually taken one of the Blood Moons so that a discard spell wasn't out. I also should have known better than fetch Watery Grave. I actually need to get Swamp so that I can actually cast a threat that will kill my opponent, maybe? This is tough. If my opponent casts a Blood Moon, I think I'll just play the Tarn and pass. Well, here's the thing. If I get Swamped, then Kolaghan's Command is castable. So let me actually Thought Scour him first. So what did I get? So Temple and Chalice. Well, that was good. So now let's cycle the Street Wraith. See if I get a Swamp. Cycle Street Wraith. Stubborn Denial. That is perfect. Second Stubborn Denial, the Blood Moon as it comes in. And then I can fetch a basic Swamp the next turn. Okay. And I'll have Snap Stubborn Denial up as well. You got it, bud. I'm not going to fetch here. Sweet. All right. What do? I don't want to run out the Snapcaster Mage yet. Because I want to be able to snap Stubborn Denial. Alright, see now I will get the island. And the swamp. Cast Serum Visions. Oh lord. Oh lord. Top. Top. Play this. I'm not gonna fetch, I'm gonna pass. I'm totally fine with that Blood Moon. I have my swamp and my island. But it means that I can't cast my Serum Visions anymore, so like I could snap Stubborn Denial the following turn after, yeah, so. Let's go to 6. Play Death Shadow. You know what? It's because I fetched that away. I actually won't be able to get the second Death Shadow, but that's fine because I have. Oh no, I don't have Snap. Stubborn Denial. I'm really messing this up, aren't I? I keep forgetting about the bottom top. Keep forgetting about the Rest in Peace. You got it. Oh, I should have Snapcaster in response. God, I'm an idiot. I'm just playing very poorly. This puts him at 11. And I have 7. I can end a turn Snapcaster Mage and then K command. So instead of running this into like a Wrath of God. Yeah, guys, don't play like I played this game. This was very poorly piloted by me. Sometimes you play like crap and you still win. Playing like poop. Use bathroom real quick. Okay, we're back. Red Light Prison. Well, yeah, that last game was just had to be a lesson in what not to do. That was embarrassing. I'll just cast this Stubborn now on this Blood Crypt that doesn't really matter, or this Blood Moon, and I'll be able to flash it back later. Oh wait, no, it won't. This thing right here looks like a revolver. Little gun barrel. Waiting a little bit longer than usual here. So there it goes. Let's join. Who we've been paired with? Yo. Guess I would like to play first. This hand is acceptable. I'll lead off with Swamp. I should have Street Wraith first, but it's fine because I can do it with the Serum Visions next turn. Plus, this kind of disguises what I'm playing. Okay, Cranial Plating, Arcbound Ravager, Midnight, Swing Reek Drum. So, my opponent's going to go. So, the worst thing that they could do is I don't want that Cranial Plating there. And then next turn, I can try to get the Ravager. Alright, so that's his hand. Let's pass the turn. I'm going to play Blink Moth, Springleaf Drum, that's fine. And it's probably going to play Midnight, yep, and just pass. So let's Inquisition again. Steel Overseer. Ooh. Alright, well I'm going to take the Ravager here and hope to find an answer to this Steel Overseer. So what I'll do is play this and Serum Visions. Draw another Serum Visions. As funny as that sounds, I might actually bottom that because I have these two cantrips plus the Street Wraith, and I might not have time to cast it. I don't know. I'll keep it on top. That could be wrong. Could be wrong. But I have to get a Watery Grave with this Bloodstained Mire the following turn. Blink Moth, Signal Pest. So we know he has Spire of Industry left in his hand. Gonna get attacked for 1. I'd prefer for both the Signal Pest and the Steel Overseer to be gone. Okay, so let's start off with getting a Watery Grave here, and we'll tap the Watery Grave for the Serum Visions so that if we draw Lightning Bolt or Terminate, we can cast it. Yes. Serum Visions. It's Thought Scour. Okay, we're gonna get the Fatal Push, so we'll put the Bloodstained Mire on the bottom, the push on the top. Cycle the Street Wraith. Cast the Fatal Push. And we will pass the turn. A third Thought Scour off of the Serum Vision is kind of annoying. But we can just kind of hope to avoid big bombs at this point, like S Champion or Cranial Plating. Ravager would be a pretty big deal too. Not quite as big as S Champion or Cranial, but because this turn he's going to be able to attack me for at least 4. Possibly more if he draws a Mox Opal, he'll be able to attack me for 6, and I'll be on a 1-turn clock after that. Oh, sure. That's what I was hoping to dodge. So I'm going to attack for 6 here. I'm on a 1-turn clock. Okay, well, he can move this on a Blink Moth Nexus, so I'm actually still going to need to Thought Scour to find an answer. And the most likely answer I find will be a black answer, like Fatal Push, so I'm going to tap the Steam Vents here. So you can just equip this to this. It would be a 4/1, 5/6. Yeah, and I would just be dead. Let's see if he sees it. I should have used this and blocked with the golden thing too, but that's fine. I'm still dead. Okay. So, the draw was a little wonky. Let's bring in the rejections. Let's take out the stubborn denials. Angers are good. Terminate's good. Reactive's Charm is good. Static Caster's good. Thoughtseize are poop. Inquisitions are kind of poop. Let's try this. Yes, I would like to play first. This hand's great. I'm going to cycle with Streetway first. Only thing that this hand can't do is cast a turn 2 Rakdos Charm. It can now. Okay. I'm going to use this Fatal Push pretty liberally since I have the Rakdos Charm. And that's actually a really good target for it. Alright, Watery Grave. Yes. Let's put that on the Ravager. Okay. 2, 3. This is kind of awkward because I can't cast the Gurmag Angler this turn. because I've drawn all shocks instead of the fetches. But at least I can cast Rakdos Charm. I do kind of need to save. Okay. That's kind of annoying. I was going to say I do need to save the Rakdos Charm for like a cranial plating, but don't really have too much of a choice now. Especially since I'm kind of incentivized to get it out of my hand so that I can cast the Gourmet Angler. Two different arts on the Ravagers? What kind of crap is this? Alright, well, I just keep drawing a bunch of the stuff. So I need to do this so that I can cast both the Gourmet Angler and the Death Shadow in the same turn. Two, three, four. Yeah, these hands have been a little bit awkward against Affinity, but it's definitely, this was a land-heavy type hand, so he must have just drawn that Springleaf Drum too. If he has a Cranial Plating, I'm going to be kind of upset. Is he really attacking? What does he have? He must have a Galvanic Blast in hand. These draws just have not lined up. Because if I would have had more fetch lands, I wouldn't have had to get rid of that Rakdos Charm, and I would have Snap Rakdos Charm this turn. Or Snap Fatal Push. You know, something like that. Or he's going to attack. Yeah, put me to 6. Try to jump to Death Shadow, and then, yeah, so he definitely has a Galvanic Blast in hand. Oh! Because, man, that sucks. My hand just hasn't lined up in this game. Yep, take 5, go to 5. Kill me with Gal Blast. I think he would use the last turn he added, but yeah, that's unfortunate. Just drew my 2 Snapcaster Mages instead of something else that was actually useful. A lot of people think that Affinity is favored, but I disagree. I think that Grixis Shadow is heavily favored. This is fine. It's not super exciting, but it's fine. 2 Snapcaster Mages plus all this cheap interaction is not something I'm ever going to push. Plus turn 1 discard on the play. Lone Reunion. Okay, well, you're definitely not casting that Reunion anytime soon. So this is Dredge. Probably going to play the Sloth tapped and pass. No, it just plays the Foothills. Sweet. Cyclist Street Wraith. Cyclist Street Wraith. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go ahead and get an island here to preserve my life total, especially since I have another Scalding Tarn for if I were to draw like a Death Shadow. Well, I already have the Scalding Tarn, so if I actually decide I need to preserve my life total, I'll do it. So I'll just get the Blood Crypt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it's prime importance that I put a clock on the field as early as possible against this deck, especially one that kept a kind of a weird hand. Like, his hand would be great if I didn't have the discard for the Reunion. Okay, he drew the Coverline Gorge, and alright, let's attack first. Let's Thought Scar ourselves. We'll go ahead and pass here. Cycle Canyon Sloth. Yeah. Canyon Slough. I've heard it called Sloth and Slough. I don't think there's an agreed pronunciation here. What is this? Okay, so he drew the Cathartic Reunion. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's fine. Okay, Prize Amalgams and Narcomoebas. So Narcomoeba is going to come, and then the Prize Amalgam is going to come. And then I'm going to get the Bolt and Fatal Push in turn here. I do need to be careful, though, of a Conflagrate. Speak the devil. Okay, so I'm going to actually fetch this. I'm going to get another Watery Grave here. Will not pay the 2 life. And the reason I'm doing that is because of the Conflagrate. And I think I'm just going to... I think I have to get rid of the Prized Amalgam and then... Or actually what I'll do is I'll bolt that. And then I can snap bolt the Narcomoeba. Stubborn Isle is a really good draw. Because I get to configure that now. Nice. Let's attack. And I'm going to hold up Stubborn now for the conflagrate. And this is sorcery speed, so if he does nothing, I can just flash into Snapcaster Mage and try to increase the clock, because I have Snap Bolt in yard next turn. What is this? I also have Snap Conflagrate. Stinkweed, okay. I think I will just go ahead and run on Snapcaster Mage. Well, poop. Getting conflagrated now isn't actually so bad, so I can actually Snapcaster Bolt that and put him to 2. Because he could put like 3 lands in a head, 8, 5, 6. Okay, so never mind. That actually was pretty bad because now I can wipe my board. You think I may have punted here? May have. By not getting a fetch land the last turn. But I didn't know I was going to draw the Stubborn Denial, so... Like, had I had the Stubborn Denial in hand, I wouldn't have done it. He's going to loam, he's going to get back 3, he'll get 8 total. And he can 5, 6, 7, and 1 to me, put me at 8. Yeah. I just should not have run the Snapcaster Mage out at the end of his last turn. That way I still would have had another one in my hand. so I get some value off of it. Yeah. So what does he discard? So he has a loam and imp and all that stuff. So, all right, let's play the swamp and pass. Yeah, I think I punted this game pretty hard. You also can get some tokens with the Haunted Dead now. Yes, I definitely punted. I still have outs though, like I can draw a Kolaghan's Command. Okay, plays the mine. Called it! And deal 2. So I'll return Snapcaster Mage and deal 2 then. Call it shot. Okay. Here comes the hate, baby. No, I don't want that. I do want that. Staticaster is okay, but not great. Don't want Rector's Charm and all that. We don't want are the Thought Seizes. Actually, that's not entirely true, because we want Dismember. Cape Command is garbage. We do want some number of Thoughtseize, I think. Take out a Terminate since I'm bringing in Angers. And Fatal Push is pretty unexciting. Like, I want Angers and that kind of stuff to deal with it, and I have Rakdos Charm. I think this is the best way to go. Play it towards turn 1 stuff. Because the reason to play Thoughtseize Inquisition is to get rid of Cathartic Union, because that's the way that they are able to get the most value. And I think just having Angers might be enough removal. Like, unfortunately, I have double red, and so I'm not casting this anytime soon. But I think I have to keep this with all these cantrips and this Serum Vision and a Snapcaster. Like, if I Thought Scour a Surgical into my graveyard, then it's really good. So I'm just gonna keep this hand. Okay, well there's one red source. Let's go ahead and try to find the other one. Okay. We will put that on the bottom, we'll put the Surgical on top. So we have Surgical and then we have Snap Surgical. So that's pretty nice. So here comes a Cathartic Union, I'm sure. Either Cathartic Union... Oh, he's playing 2 red, it's Cathartic Union. Okay. It's 2 Narcomoebas, Blood Gas, all sorts of stuff. So I can actually I cannot worry about this yet. I could wait for him to bring back his Bloodghast. And that way I don't have to worry about... I mean, I can actually surgical his Conflagrate as well, which I think is a decent play. I think I'm gonna Thought Scour first here though, because I don't want a surgical snap surgical right now, because I want to save the surgical for the prize amalgams and the Bloodghasts. And I can anger whatever he brings on. Like, I'm not gonna... He could Conflagrate me next turn. Right, if he plays a land, he would have 6 left, he would just pitch his hand and put me to 12, 10 if I bring the Blood Crypt in untapped. Also if I surgical. So I'm gonna Thought Scour first, I think. I'm gonna play this tapped. And we're gonna see what happens here. Like, if he Conflagrates, then I think I'm fine with that. Well, he's definitely not Conflagrating this turn if this is what he's doing. It looks like he's loaming and get a land back. That way he can put the Bloodghast on the field. And if I surgical his loam, then he has no more dredgers on the field. Thought sees me? No. I'm going to surgical that life from the loam. And this turned out awkward. If that had just been a fetch land, that would have been highly preferred. But as it is, I actually think I'll let this resolve so that he takes the anger and then... Yeah, this is fine. So yeah, he took the anger. I take 5. Okay, this is good because now I can surgical loam or Conflagrate. And I can also cast the Skirmag Angler. And have Stubborn Nile up for Conflagrate. So let's Thought Scour first. Get another Snapcaster Mage. Okay. So let's play this Water Grave. Let's surgical targeting life from the loam. Going to 9. Okay. So there's his hand. He has. I need to actually write this down because it doesn't save the hand information for surgical. So let's do the snipping tool. Bring that over. Okay, so let's pitch these three. He has a lightning axe, unfortunately, for my Gourmet Angler. He has Stinqueniums that he can hardcast. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. His hand is actually pretty good. Here comes a lightning axe, which I'm going to be forced to stubborn denial, and then he'll just conflagrate and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kill me. Must have just thrown that Thoughtseize because he didn't cast it on turn 1. He didn't cast anything on turn 1. Have to stubborn denial this. And he knows it because now he can just conflagrate to kill it. Or he could just attack with everything. I block one of them, like the prize amalgam, and then he can conflagrate and put me to like 2. So I take 4, go to 5, and he can conflagrate for the kill. So his hand was pretty much perfect. And in hindsight, I probably should have just surgical the conflagrate. So I thought that the loam was the only dredger he had, so I'll just keep that in mind next time. Alright. Pretty much the same thing we're going to go with here. Yeah, I think not surgically the conflagrate was wrong in hindsight, but the lightning axe also threw a wrench in things. Since I wanted to keep up stubborn denial, but yes, I would like to play first. Being on the play is a big deal here. 6, 7. This hand is probably too slow. Because there's no guarantee that I cast turn 2 Gourmet Angler or Death Shadow. So I'm going to mulligan this hand. I'm also going to mulligan this hand. I will keep this hand. And I'll put this on top since finding Grave Hate is so important. Turn 1 Inquisition. I'm going to take the Faithless Looting here. So I'll probably play a Stomping Ground and just Conflagrate for 0, I imagine. Taking the Faithless Looting means that the Blood Gas won't go in the yard for a while. Gives me a little bit of time to find some answers. He just plays the Diamond War Salvage. That's interesting. Okay. So I'm going to draw the Serum Visions, and I'm actually going to get a Steam Vents off of this Scalding Tarn. That's Serum Visions. The Thoughtseize on the bottom. I could put Watergrave on the top, but that gets me no closer to actually casting my Death Shadow. I mean, it only gets me 2 life closer. I think I just need to. Well, actually, Watergrave's fine because I can Thought Scour and then bring it in untapped and Stubborn Denial something. So I'm actually going to put that on top. So he eventually wants to flashback the Faithless Looting, which is why he played the Salvage first. If he brings this untapped, though, that means that he drew Cathartic Union. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and Thought Scour myself. Street Race, Street Race. See, I did. I didn't want to do that. Okay. And when he goes to Faithless Looting next turn, I'll just Stubborn Denial it. Unfortunately, that means I won't have double red quite yet. So yeah, one of those Street Wraiths. Five. And I'll have a 1/1 Death Shadow. Did he draw Cathartic Reunion? That's annoying. If he drew Cathartic Reunion, why did he play his Stomping Ground? So we know he has Conflagrate and Stomping Ground in his hand. Why did he play? In other words, why did he play a land? Why did he just Cathartic Union? I guess because he's playing around Stubborn Denial. Okay, fine. You can have it. Alright, well, it has a lot of dredgers in the yard, so. Rakdos Charm. What a fantastic draw. He has a Haunted Dead in the yard. Let's see. Stinkweed Imp. I think, is this at a sorcery speed? No. I'm trying to figure out if I should do it now. 15 for 12. I think I should wait for him to conflagrate. Does he have 5 in hand? What did he do? Oh, he drew 3 from the Cathartic Union. Sure. So he's gonna dredge away the imp and play it. I think I have to Rakdos Charm now. And that means he'll still be able to conflagrate whatever he has in his hand. But this keeps him from being able to use the Haunted Dead's ability. And this gets 2 1/1s, alright. Yeah, it creates a 1/1. It's not a lot of cards. Red. So I can get a Blood Crypt, 1, 2, 4, 5, and then that would be a that shot would be a 1/1, but it would die to conflagrate. So I think we'll pay the life and just pass. Because I need to be able to have this Stubborn Denial active before I cast the Death Shadow. Here's the Imp, an Imp, rather. Anger would be pretty good here. It's not a good draw. This Death Shadow will be a 4/4, right? No, it would be a 3/3. So I'm just gonna say yes. I'm gonna pass the turn. I'm an idiot. Why can't I math? I'm gonna go to 9 here, and then I'll play Death Shadow. But I do need to be careful of, like, if he tries to conflagrate it, and Lightning X. So maybe I just play the Death Shadow, and then pass. If he has Lightning X, then it dies either way. Okay. So I have 2 shock lands left in my deck. If this is a Thought Seize, then that's just annoying. That's one thing about this Grixis list. I think that the Jund list might be a little more favored because it plays Battle Rage. So I can get through all these blockers. Attacking, okay. I will take it. This is why I didn't fetch first. He might just do the damage for me. Another Stinkweed Imp. That's annoying. I could just cast this. But I don't think I'm going to win doing that. And casting this puts me on a 2-turn clock. I think I have to do it because he can go ahead and cast this Conflagrate for possibly 2 next turn. Put me to 6 anyway, so it's kind of the same thing, but I'll pass. Anger would be the absolute best draw I could get. I did bowl 5 this game though. Attacking with everything. Okay. Conflagrate me for 1. Yeah, that means that I can't fetch this, or next turn. He has lethal. These draw steps have been pretty poor. Okay, let's start and all that. So he keeps 2 back. I go to 3. And then next turn is just lethal anyway. So now I do think I fetch. Anger. Oh. Alright. Well, we went 3 and 2. Unfortunately, drawing a little bit poorly there those last couple games. I'll go ahead and open the chest. Because I don't usually do that. I'll open one. Maybe we'll get paid off. Wrath of God. Okay. And it's a foily too. Alright, so we went a little bit worse those last 2 games, like against Affinity. I do think this deck is favored highly against Affinity. Dredge, I don't think so. And having the 3rd Anger would probably help there immensely, as would drawing your hate and not mulliganing your 5. But it is what it is. So until then, I will see you all next time. And thanks for joining me.